Miscommunication is not an occasional inconvenience in global organizations, it's a constant, expensive, and largely invisible threat. Yet here's the paradox: the higher a leader rises, the more confident they usually feel about their communication, and the less accurate that confidence often is. Executives aren't miscommunicating because they're careless. They are miscommunicating because they are human, and because global environments amplify every gap. Let's unpack why. 1. Clarity at the top does not equal clarity down the line. Most executives believe they have communicated clearly because they were clear in the moment of speaking. But communication inside an organization works more like a chain of mirrors than a straight corridor. Each department mirrors back a slightly different interpretation. Each culture filters tone, urgency, and intent differently. Each individual hears through their own assumptions, pressures, and experiences. By the time the message reaches the final team, the words may still be recognizable, but the meaning has shifted. This gap is even wider in multilingual settings, where English may be the second, third, or fourth language for key team members. Executives often underestimate how far their message travels and how many places it bends. 2. Cultural filters shape everything, even when everyone speaks English. It's easy to assume that speaking English means understanding each other. But global teams operate through invisible cultural rules. Direct versus indirect styles. What counts as respect? How disagreement should be expressed? When silence means yes, no, or not sure. How hierarchy influences honest communication. How speed signals urgency in one culture and panic in another. Executives often misread these signals, not because they're unskilled, but because they're untrained in nuance. A message delivered in a crisp, efficient tone may be seen as strong leadership in one culture and disrespectful pressure in another. A simple request for an update can be interpreted as casual curiosity in one region and a signal of deep concern in another. When cultures collide without awareness, miscommunication is guaranteed. 3. The executive bubble. People hear leaders differently. Senior leaders speak from a position of authority. That authority changes how people listen. Employees don't just hear words, they hear consequences. A passing comment like "we should look into this" can be interpreted as a light suggestion, a strategic directive, a project that starts tomorrow, or a warning that something is wrong. The higher the leader's position, the more weight their words carry, even if they didn't intend it. Executives often believe they're being flexible or relaxed. The team may hear instruction, urgency, or risk. For English as a business language isn't enough. Global teams rely heavily on English, but English communication is full of ambiguity. We should consider. Let's revisit this. This might not be the best option. Perhaps we need a different approach. We'll see. Native speakers recognize the nuance. Non-native speakers translate literally. Executives assume they were understood because nobody asked questions. But silence is not alignment, silence is often uncertainty. In multicultural teams, communication requires precision, not assumptions. 5. Speed kills clarity. Executives move fast. Organizations do not. Many miscommunication issues arise because leaders communicate at a pace their teams can't process. Too many messages. Too many tasks. Not enough sequencing. Not enough confirmation loops. Speed without structure creates distortion. And in global settings, the time zone gap magnifies it even further. 6. Leaders trust intent more than impact. Executives tend to evaluate communication based on their intent. I explained it well. Teams evaluate communication based on impact. I understood it, or I'm still unclear. When leaders assume intent equals impact, gaps widen. When leaders check impact, gaps close. The difference between the two is where performance, quality, and reputation are won or lost. What MC³ solves that traditional leadership books don't? Traditional leadership books focus on inspiration. MC³ focuses on communication controls, the practical, repeatable tools that stop miscommunication before it starts. The upcoming book, MC³ for Executives, gives leaders a system to diagnose miscommunication risk, strengthen cross-cultural clarity, lead with precision in multilingual teams, prevent reputation damage through stable messaging, align departments quickly and consistently, stop quality failures caused by unclear communication, protect the organization from communication drift. It's not soft skill theory. It's a structured method designed for real global environments. The truth, most executives don't have a communication problem, they have a communication system problem. You can be a brilliant communicator and still experience miscommunication in global teams if there is no system supporting you. When communication becomes predictable, everything else stabilizes. Quality, reputation, team cohesion, project timelines, leadership credibility. Executives who master communication controls outperform those who rely solely on intuition. Final thought. If you're leading across countries, languages, and cultures, clarity cannot be left to chance. Miscommunication happens most often when leaders believe they're being clear. The good news? It's entirely fixable. The MC³ method is designed for this new era of global leadership. And with the book arriving soon, now is the time to start strengthening the communication systems behind your organization. Stay tuned, MC³ for Executives is coming.